Hello, YouTube. Uh, a quick thing. Not everybody probably noticed, but I think I missed two uploads. That was in a. I had this intense allergic reaction to something when I went berry picking. Uh, I learned. I think it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I learned that I am very allergic to wood nettles. Stung by wood nettles before. For those of you who don't know, it's like stinging nettles, which are these little. You know what stinging nettles are. Wood nettles are that, but it's a bush. So I had a full body rash of painful hives. The rash was over like half of my face. Under part of my eye was swollen to the point where I couldn't open my eye all the way. Then I still got a little bit of it. I don't think it'll be here it'll show up on camera, but I had a giant red just stripe of rash on my forearm, and then in various other places that I won't go into detail about. Was it worth? Was getting those delicious blackberries worth getting a rash all over my body? Yes, because I did it again, like a week ago, or no, a few days ago, to get more berries so that I could make another blackberry pie, because blackberry pie is mind-blowing if you know how. If one, you have a good blackberry patch, and two, you know how to make blackberry pie, which family recipe over here. Only, like, it doesn't look like I have eyebrows. It looks like my nose, like, comes up. It looks like my nose comes up and just wraps around my eye. And you know what? Let's talk about let's talk about berry season where I grew up. In Ohio, you have a berry season. It's you get blackberry season. You get different berry seasons for each different specific type of berry. But blackberry season is, I think, the latest. Blackberry and hackleberry, hazelberry. Heckleberry? I think it's called a hackleberry. I don't really know. They grow over in the flippin' Rockies. So back when I lived over, what was it? There were these huge brambles of, like, I'm 5'6". I'm not exactly tall, but some of these bushes went up to be about the height of a doorway. So, like, what, 7 feet? These things, when I say that these are huge, they were flipping gigantic. And especially when I was little, because I was only like 4 foot tall at the time. I was very small at this time, and it was my job. I'm touching the microphone. It's my job to go underneath the plants and pick from under there, because people who haven't gone berry picking don't know this, but if you go under the plant, all the berries grow underneath all the leaves and all the big vines and stuff. They like to hide underneath stuff. I don't know why, but they do. And if you're a big person, like an adult, you can't just reach underneath it to get the berries, because all the brambles, they can get as thick as my finger. Like the branches on a flippin' blackberry plant can get thicker than my finger, which flippin' they can get that's pretty flippin' thick. These things are like Crayola markers weaved tightly together like a flippin' potato sack. So you can't just, like, reach in and go underneath and grab them. So you gotta have the little kids. You give them their own big bucket, because they'll probably collect more than you, because they go underneath everything, and everything likes to grow under. So you give them the big bucket, and then the little kid. Well, this is where I learned how to get really methodical about things, because every time that I would turn a little bit, I would see more be sitting there, and I'm picking at them, and then munching one every once in a while, because I would be there for 7 hours. I'm not kidding. This patch was about half an acre in size. Like, this, about half an acre in size overall. And so imagine a suburban house and yard. rip up the house, and then make all of that just pricker bushes. All these big old pricker bushes that have all these. And that was just the stuff that was on our property. We actually went over to the guys who own the property next to us. They didn't really do any berry picking. We asked them if we could pick the berries off of their property. So we got a whole nother acre of just berry bushes. And we would spend the whole 2-week period, every single day, we were, or not every day, but every other day, 2-week period, we would just run out there and fill up entire, like, mixing bowl, like the whole, like, gallon and a half mixing bowls full of just nothing but blackberries. And we made so much pie. And they were such good blackberries. I think they were the best blackberries I've ever eaten, par the ones that grow next to my house now. The ones that grow next to my house now are like the perfect mixture of intense sweetness and like a bitter afternote or a bitter background note and this savory undertone, and then they're so good. We made like a pot. We would take them. We would freeze. We'd take it and we'd freeze them in like the big gallon baggies. We'd ration them out into the gallon baggies, and then we'd put them in the freezer, and then we'd just ration them out, and then every week there would just be a new pie, and they were so good. Actually, this was actually at the time that we were struggling really hard for money, so we were on food stamps, and we went to food banks. We were really hard on cash, so believe it or not, actually, I believe at this time, we always made sure that we had food in the house. Food, I come from a German family, food is a big deal here. We have we have so many different kinds of food. Even now, we always make sure that we have a variety of food. And everyone in the house knows how to cook. Everyone in the house knows how to cook. Everyone in the house does cook at some point in time. I do most of the cooking in my house now because I have been deemed to be the best cook in the house by my grandmother, which is saying something. But my German grandma has bestowed upon me the label of best cook in the house. So pretty good for a 20-year-old from Ohio. Yeah, we did everything that we could to make sure that we had a bunch of different food, but believe it or not, we at this time we didn't have a dinner table. We didn't have a dinner table. We didn't have we didn't have a dining room table. We didn't have any tables actually. We didn't have a dining room table. We didn't have a refrigerator, a proper refrigerator. We had a small cooler that we put our food in, and it was like a cheap $100 cooler that we would just throw food into, and that was our freezer. And we didn't have a stove or an oven. We had a we had a camp stove. We had a propane-powered camp stove that was put on the counter. And then we went to wholesale clubs or wholesale food stores, which are if you live in America, you know what Costco is. We went to Sam's Club, which is the same thing as Costco, but it's like if Costco and Walmart had a baby, that's Sam's Club. So, for those of you who don't know what a wholesale store is, instead of buying say a 12-ounce bottle of ketchup, not 12 ounce, but you get a 24-ounce bottle of ketchup, which is that's like a pint of ketchup, like half a liter of ketchup. You get that for $6. Now, instead of buying half a liter for $6, you could instead get a full 2 liters of ketchup, which is an actual container. I have one downstairs right now. I'm not going to get it because, actually, yeah, I am going to get it. Hold on a second. You would buy this, which is about 2 liters, a liter and a half to 2 liters of ketchup. And this costs $12. So instead of spending $6 on something, spending $6 on half a liter, you're spending $12 on about 1.5 liters. So you're getting triple the amount for for about double the price. Therefore, you're saving money on a larger amount of stuff. Everything at the wholesale store is like that. Everything from ketchup, peanut butter, mayonnaise, mustard. They have jars of pickles, which are the size of my chest. Uh, and you can get 50-pound bags of rice, which I don't know if that is a normal thing in other countries, but in the US, going to a store and finding a 50-pound bag of rice is kind of abnormal. You can also go and you can buy like 100-pound bags of flour. So they're bags of flour that are like the size of my torso, and it's a lot of flour. I don't think they're 100 pounds. I think they're like 40. We also had instead of investing money into buying like eggs or buying turkeys or buy turkeys for Thanksgiving or eggs or like even bacon, we just raised our own animals on occasion. So we would raise meat chickens, which are the chickens that you eat, the chickens that you raise for their meat. And trust me, they taste better if you raise them yourself. Holy crap, were those good chickens. I need to go to bed because I'm starting to get like tired headaches. I didn't sleep very well last night, and I'm mostly just doing this because I really need to get a video in. So I hope that you guys learned something. You probably mostly just learned that I'm kind of a dingus and I can't stay on track for the life of me. But I hope to see you guys in the next video. And if you liked this one, please like, share, and subscribe. If you could share, that would be amazing. If you can leave some comments on things that you might want me to do next, I would love that. I want to get comments. I don't know why. It's just like, it's like oh my god, people enjoy this. It's like, people saw my thing. That they didn't see my thing. Well, the Zweihander is off limits. Internet, the Zweihander is off limits. But, anyways, yeah, like, share, and subscribe if you like this, and if you didn't, then send this, if you don't like this, then send it to your friends without context and tell them to watch through the whole thing, because there will be a really good bit at the end, and you have to watch the whole thing to get it. And then when they tell you that it was just some idiot talking for like 10 minutes straight, then just send them, I don't know, send them a gift that just says got him or something. I don't flipping know. Troll your friends. It's fun.